Each and every day, Sisyphus wakes up to find a boulder at the bottom of the hill. The same hill he had climbed the day before and the days before that. He stands up, leans his shoulder into the boulder, and begins a new day. Good evening and Shana tova. Many blessings and thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you for the opportunity to address you and to engage with this wonderful tradition we have. And most importantly, perhaps, thank you for being here this evening, in spite of the boulders you may be carrying with you. The idea for this sermon came from the most unlikely of places, TikTok. Rest assured, this wasn't any old video of some kid pouring Mentos into a Coke bottle to see what happens. This video was primarily about finding happiness in a seemingly futile existence. Sisyphus, a rather depressing yet powerful Greek myth, is meaningful to us because each and every one of us can relate to this story. It is for Sisyphus as it is for us. Same boulder, different day. The video I saw went on to cite philosopher Albert Camus, stating that if we are to understand the myth of Sisyphus as an accurate representation of our lives, as a truly endless and futile pursuit akin to pushing a boulder up a hill, then our only hope for fulfillment in life is to imagine Sisyphus as happy. Thank you. The same video also points out that bowling is actually an apt example of this Sisyphean happiness. In both the story of Sisyphus and bowling, a heavy object is thrust toward a goal, only to return moments later again and again and again until the ball gets jammed in the gutter. While this TikTok video has certainly shifted my perspective regarding Sisyphus and maybe bowling too, there are, however, two glaring issues in the comparison. For one, Sisyphus doesn't get to walk away from the bowling ball or turn in his shoes after a few games. And for most of us, aside from maybe the great bowlers of all time, like the Jeffrey Lebowskis of the world, bowling isn't what gets me up in the morning. Sure, bowling puts a smile on my face, but it doesn't make me happy in the truest sense of the word. So what is happiness? And how might we come to understand Sisyphus, or ourselves for that matter, as happy? Holocaust survivor and psychologist Viktor Frankl observed that happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue. It must come naturally as an unintended consequence of personal dedication and openness to a cause beyond oneself. This notion of happiness, a byproduct or symptom of one's pursuits in life, means that we can't achieve happiness directly. Happiness results indirectly from other things we do that have deep value and meaning. And what if finishing the task does not simply create meaning or happiness for us? What if, rather, our happiness and the fulfillment comes as a result of hard-won experience, by covering the same ground after countless dead ends and mistakes? What if meaning-making and the happiness that flows from it is an iterative, lifelong, or even generations-long exercise? What if it is the process itself that is the source of happiness? In that case, Sisyphus might be the happiest person in the world. Perhaps his sheer stick-to-itiveness is the source of his happiness. Did Sisyphus learn something new about himself each time he pushed the boulder? Did he try different methods, different routes? Did he grow with each failed attempt? To answer these questions, I look to a Sisyphean character who rivals the original, Moses. Is there any other character in our tradition more associated with climbing the mountain? Moses, like Sisyphus, must confront the same challenges over and over again. From Exodus to Deuteronomy, Moses pushes the stiff-necked boulder of a people, the Israelites, through the desert. His role as leader of the Israelite people has immense pressures and obligations that persist from on high and from his congregation below, and he must push onward until his dying breath on Mount Nebo. It is, of course, fitting that Moses dies on a mountain because he spent his life climbing them. Like Sisyphus, Moses pursues a job that can never be completed, seemingly cursed to watch his life's work roll away from him. Does Moses die resentful, infuriated? No. Moses was 120 when he died. His eyes were undimmed and his vigor unabated. And we continue his work, in a matter of speaking, still trying to figure it out thousands of years later. Had the Israelites followed through on their promise to do all that God had commanded, there would be no reason to read the Torah year after year. There would be no reason to be here this evening. And to this very day, we force Moses to push us up the mountain, the proverbial location of the elevation of the entire Jewish people. Year after year, from generation to generation, we re-roll our Torah and begin again. We push, we strive, we fail and we succeed, we stumble, we return to the same places, week after week, year after year. And at our best, we continue to grow with each trip up the mountain. Unlike Sisyphus, who finds himself at the bottom of the hill each morning, we continually take our tradition to new heights and new vistas, looking back only to renew the path ahead of us. By taking on this task of participating in the upward march of Judaism, we have in some small way taken upon ourselves Moses' boulder. We have chosen the difficult yet rewarding path in the pursuit of Torah. And it is in the pursuit of Torah, not its accomplishment, completion, or achievement, that happiness is derived. Simchat Torah, which we celebrate in just a couple of weeks. Literally, the joy of Torah is about beginning to read again and again and again. We're told to cling fast to it, because Torah is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it. And all of its supporters, us, the boulder rollers, find happiness. We have made the conscious choice to be here today and accompanying Moses in pushing Israel toward the top, to persevere in the face of obstacle and uncertainty, to make sacrifices, to reconcile, to increase knowledge, to study, to repair the world. And we know that the job is arduous, and that it is not necessarily to be completed by our hands or even by the hands of the generations that follow. Ultimately, we trust in the promise of the psalmist. Ashrei temimei derech haolchim b'torat Adonai. Happy are those whose path is full, wholesome and integrous, as it is for the ones who proceed with God's Torah. To find happiness in this moment of struggle and uncertainty is the great test of this sermon. The question isn't whether we have a boulder to bear or not. We do. Each of us. All of us. The question is, how will we choose to see it? How will we engage with the weight of our times? Will we see this moment as a curse, a burden that might flatten us, or an opportunity to discover the strength we did not know we have? An opportunity to refocus our efforts on what matters most, to seek and build community, teach the next generation the values that will build a better world, to chip away at the great stumbling blocks of our society. As we stand at the threshold of a new year, knowing well that the terrain seems to shift daily, leaving us feeling unsteady in our steps, we must remember that even though the boulder feels heavier these days, the responsibility remains the same, to lean into the moment, not abscond from it. In this moment, we can't afford to walk away from the boulder. If Sisyphus could be imagined happy, if Moses could climb again and again without losing any vigor, then perhaps we too can reframe this burdensome boulder. In this way, each prayer, each mitzvah, each moment of kindness, each return to Torah becomes an ascent. Rosh Hashanah gives us the gift of reframing. The same challenges await us tomorrow as they did yesterday, the same hills to climb, but we are invited today, on this day, Yom HaZikaron, to shoulder them with fresh eyes and renewed spirit, to see the sweetness in our striving, not futility, but purpose, to find in the rhythm of repetition the unexpected music of joy. Shir lema'alot esai enai el hei harim, me'ayin yavo ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai osei shamayim ve'aretz. Al yitain lamot raglecha, al yanum shomrecha, hine lo yanum, velo yishan shomer Yisrael. A song of ascents. I lift my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from Adonai, who makes heaven and earth. God will not let your feet give way. Your guardian will not sleep or slumber. May we push forward, onward and upward together, determined and unabated toward the promise of a world made more whole. Shana tova.